What's up, world? Welcome to Building Something Major podcast. I'm Bryan Majors, and I'm here with my two brothers, Michael and Tevin.
Welcome to the show.
What's going on, everybody?
Yes, sir. We are here not only to give you the keys to build a better you,
but also to build you up financially.
Yes.
Go ahead.
All right, let's do a quick background check before we get started, okay? I guess we're going to go ahead and lead with my oldest brother, Mike. Tell him a little about yourself. Tell him where you started, where you are now, how you got there. What things did you do to build yourself up?
Okay, my name is Michael Majors, the oldest of the three sons.
Yes, sir.
One thing I would say, man, being the oldest is not the hardest, but at the same time, it's not the easiest. You are pretty much what the example is going to be for the other children. A lot of folks don't really understand that as being the oldest. Where I got my start, two great parents served in the military. Was born in Germany. Called Georgia, Hinesville, Georgia home. I always die hard. That's where my heart is.
Don't nobody know where that's at now.
That's right, underneath Savannah for y'all who don't know.
I'm telling you, man.
Be closer to Florida than Atlanta.
I tell folks all the time I'm from Hinesville, Georgia. They're like, "Where's that at?"
Man.
It's the bottom of the map. That's where it is.
Where the dust is.
Man, Dust Bowl. If you don't know, if you ever been out there hooping, man, we had to close to prove it.
Man.
But man, I'm a man of God, husband, father, accountant. Went to the University of Memphis, where I call it the greatest university in Tennessee.
Yes, sir.
Anybody want to get at me, we can battle on that too.
I got one to follow up for you.
Man, just a person that focuses on leadership, trying to be the best example I can be in everything I do. Very committed, dedicated. Always looking to find ways to build myself up, get corrected. Always open to correction. Leader in church, pretty much every aspect of life I try to take on a leadership role, or either I get put into leadership. That stems from at work, taking on different roles. I'm part of a program that we have in my firm that's helping mentor new hires. I'm leader within my fraternity. I just got done finishing 2 years serving as keeper of exchequer, which is our treasurer. Served in church as a leader. Also served in numerous amount of community service roles just as a leader, because community service is really where my heart is. I always love giving back to those that are in the community.
Excellent.
Hey, hold on, Brian. You ain't gonna shout out to your boys? You ain't gonna shout out your boys, man? He's in fraternity.
Shout out to the noobs.
Who you with, Mike?
Shout out to the noobs. Greatest fraternity of all. KA side to the day I die. Yo, baby, yo.
Instantly drop. Can't stop it.
Can't stop. Look, man, all those are great accolades. I hope y'all was really tapped in, because a lot of y'all really don't understand about how it feels to be the firstborn. You kind of take the heat and you take all the learning lessons before everyone else. Am I correct to say that?
You're 100% spot on.
Right. So everybody underneath you has the opportunity, not always the chance, but you always have the opportunity to learn from the ones before you, right?
Facts.
Most definitely.
Right. So I mean, I can tell you personally for myself, I learned a lot from my older brother. Yes, I'm the one that they say goes against the grain.
You gotta have folks that go against that grain,
I
man.
go against my mom and daddy can tell you, like we said before, like he said, he's a man of God, and if anything, you can't do anything without God first.
Most definitely.
That's most definitely understood. I'm not gonna take up too much of your time. We'll get to me later, but let's go ahead and tap in with Tevin. So Tevin, tell us a little about who you are and what made you, or should I say, what built you to be who you are today?
Little brother.
I'm the little big brother.
Man.
Okay. I'm the one that's, you know what I'm saying, a little bit taller than everybody, but, you know, a little caught up to Brian, but
They close.
either way. Right.
You ain't get there, but you close.
Yeah, almost there.
But yeah, most definitely, man. The first thing, God, you know, that's the main point of my life, and kind of guiding me to where I'm trying to get to, and also who I am.
Amen.
just like Mike, I'm an accountant. You know, at this point, it's about to be the family business.
Gonna get Brian trained up too, man.
Right,
man.
man. Get Brian trained up to be an
Hey.
accountant. But,
I'm mathematically in tune.
but yeah, man. You know, we grew up amazing. You know, I'm blessed to have two parents.
That's
and
correct,
also,
definitely.
man, learning financial literacy and trying to just get financial literacy out to the world. Trying to get as much info out to people so they can understand what's going on in this world, and outside of that, trying to make sure their life is better financially and trying to build people to where they need to be. But yeah, man, other than him talking about his school was the greatest, man, I went to TSU, Tennessee State University.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
Up, TSU.
Oh, man, he over here talking about some Memphis the greatest, man. He don't understand. And we the real ones.
Memphis like y'all the real types.
We the real types.
Memphis is slick at HBCU, but most people don't know. Like, man, we are the most blackest PWI.
Man, I'm about to say everybody in Memphis came down to Tennessee to go to TSU, but that's neither here nor there.
Right.
But got my bachelor's in accounting at TSU. Got my graduate out of Trevecca Nazarene University, which is a faith-based school, but either way, got my MBA, trying to make sure I can continue to lead a legacy to make sure people understand financial literacy and kind of grow in business. Owner of Majors Consulting LLC.
Accolades. Okay. Hey.
I'm telling you, man, I take that completely serious, man. Trying to make sure these small businesses make sure they understand their finances and kind of help them scale and grow and kind of get to the point where they need to be. So, man, nothing simple about a little bit simple about me. I ain't doing too much, just doing something major. Ain't not too much.
Nothing too major, but definitely building something major. He's definitely is older brothers. I know me and Mike can attest to Tevin being just like, I call him, the general, because when I say this man be making moves, big time moves, and I learned a lot from him, and that's something I want to educate a lot of you all on. Never be afraid to learn from somebody younger than you.
Exactly.
Just they may have a little bit more experience of where you're trying to head to, right?
Facts.
So you know what I'm saying? That's definitely something that I can applaud. From both my brothers, just giving you I ain't even gonna say a little window. I'm gonna give you a major window into who I am as a person, what I've been through, which has built me to be who I am today.
Let's get into the Slim Reaper.
Yes,
so,
sir.
like I told you before, I'm the child who went against the grain. I mean, my mom can tell you, when they say hard-headed, I'm the one that was hard-headed. Now, I did...
Got some stories to tell on that.
Right. I did attend college. I did 2 years at Hopkinsville Community College until I figured out this school wasn't really what's best for me. Not everybody has to take the educational path, but that doesn't mean that you skip out on knowledge, because knowledge is power. Definitely. So even though I didn't complete college, I still gained and grew among the years. Definitely something that I can appreciate from myself, just building a lifestyle of, like he said, financial literacy, something that our mother embedded in us at an early age about, controlling your finances and just making sure that you take care of yourself, how self-care is so important.
Facts.
And that's something that both our parents instilled in us. Like they said before, we are blessed to have both our parents in our lives, and they instilled in us God first before anything.
Facts.
So that's just my foundation when it comes to me. The little accolades that I have, my most recent profession was I was a technical support agent at Verizon, one of the most multi-billion. I think they're in the billions now, right?
Yeah,
billion-dollar company.
Mm-hmm.
And to be a representation of that was just major for me. I was just proud to be a part of the team, and to be the top 20 out of 2,000 agents. That says a lot.
Oh yeah, that's big time.
That's big time. You know what I'm saying? I was on the road to six figures before I, ran into some health concerns that took me out of the workforce.
Yeah.
So, and that's also a part of my story, which we will get into later in episodes, because I'm going to be the guy giving y'all the health tips to save your life. I ain't all the way there yet, so don't judge me, because I have my moments, right?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
We are human.
We all do.
But what I do want you guys to know, that you are capable, you are able, you are someone who can be somebody. Never give yourself or shortchange yourself just because you didn't go to college or you didn't be an athlete. you can still always be what you want it to be.
Facts.
Makes a lot of sense, right?
Because a lot of even out of that, a lot of billionaires didn't go to college.
Exactly.
Like that's
Very
the
true.
main thing. Like a lot of billionaires, you can go through the stories. A lot of people was homeless. A lot of people didn't go to college. Like,
Man.
a lot of times we had advantage just by being around people that can mold us into the point where we're trying to get to. So
It's the
that's
trials that make you.
facts.
Let me help Bryan too, man. Like, cause like he was saying, where you can learn from your brothers. I really learned from both of y'all, man.
Facts.
Especially with y'all both jumping out to doing your entrepreneurial thing. I commend both of y'all on doing that.
Appreciate
Definitely
that.
want to give Bryan his flowers too, man. Cause one thing I definitely learned from Bryan is being yourself, no matter where you go.
Being your
Like,
absolute self.
Yeah, like not putting on no
Appreciate
fake,
that.
no flaws, just going out and being who he is. Like when you see Bryan, you gonna get Bryan.
Right.
it's no sugarcoating. He gonna tell you how he feel. There ain't no
Yeah,
dumbing himself down.
Yeah,
from that, so.
I'm not gonna numb me to make the room comfortable.
Exactly.
Because comfortability doesn't help you grow
At all.
Is that correct? You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? So for me, it's always been about not really just going an abstract way about things. It's really just been me believing in me
Facts.
and believing in who I was and knowing who I was, which is taking me to the next level. And like my brother said, entrepreneurship, I was the first one to get my feet wet.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
I just dived in the water.
Man, yeah. Big ups to Tevin on making that jump.
Man,
Yeah,
look,
man.
Out of corporate America.
I'm gonna tell you something right now. He can probably attest to it. When it's all on you,
It's all on you.
it's all on you,
Man.
and there's no running away.
But let's talk about that though, because that's
Dive
a
into
main
that.
that's a main thing though. When it comes to being an entrepreneur, is learning to lean on your faith.
Exactly.
Because if you don't have faith in being an entrepreneur, boy, you're gonna be tested on a different level.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I'm in the service based business, and so is Bryan. So like,
Exactly.
in the service based business, there's no products that you're selling. You're selling yourself and selling whatever you have to bring to the table.
You are the product.
Right, you are the product. So you have to manage yourself, have complete discipline, and kind of completely put yourself in a situation where people see the real value of what you bringing in. And if they don't see the real value, let me tell you something. Them bills gonna come fast.
Oh yeah,
They gonna
do
come
not
back.
stop.
One thing ain't gonna stop is them bills. They gonna be there.
They gonna be there waiting on you first in the
Man.
15.
Man. And the thing is, like, what I've learned, because I just recently jumped into this about a month ago. And I mean, I've had my business for almost 6 years now. But just finally got to the point where I can be like, okay, look, I'm not tired of working a 9 to 5, but I'm tired of knowing what I can do and not reaching my full potential.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
let me go ahead, jump out, and take this leap of faith, and God gonna catch me every time.
Exactly.
So,
So with that being said, with y'all both being entrepreneurs, like what if you could say like this is a building block on my entrepreneurial journey, what would that building block be?
Like we said, first foundation is you got to put God first, because you are going to be tried in ways that you have never have been introduced to in your life, because everything, it's almost like putting yourself in a child's place.
Yeah.
Everything's going to become new to you.
Facts.
Because everything before was strategic and kind of, you knew a check was coming.
Right. And
Every
it's-
2 weeks.
Yeah.
You knew the hard work you put in was going to be rewarded every 2 weeks, or for those who get paid monthly,
Yeah.
it's going to come in.
Mm-hmm.
With entrepreneurship, you really kind of have to have a plan set in place, and that does not mean that you're not going to have months where you fail.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
but
yeah.
listen,
Yeah,
it's
go
not
ahead.
it's not even failure at that. It's you learning. So like
Exactly.
nothing is really failure. You can go a month without getting as much as you need to even cover your bills or whatever you need to do. But the thing about it is you're learning completely throughout that time what needs to be changed in order to make sure you get what you need to get, and kind of make sure that you have the money that's coming in that you need coming in. And then if you're speaking to the fact that the strategic systems that's based in place, like when you're actually working at a job, it's a system. So you're already coming into a system that's gonna go to where it needs to go, regardless if you're there or not.
Exactly.
Yeah, guaranteed.
When you right, exactly, it's guaranteed. But when you're an entrepreneur, you're building that system yourself and trying to make sure you scratching off marketing policies, you're scratching off sales, you're scratching off, budgets or whatever it is that is gonna make your business succeed.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to look at it of like a full picture rather than, oh, I'm just going to work.
Yeah.
I know what my job is. But with entrepreneurship, you have 5 other jobs, including the main thing that you do.
Yeah.
So,
And you don't want to be the month-to-month entrepreneur.
oh, God.
I'm telling you, that right there is a pitfall, because what it does is it places your how do I say this? It places a strain on your income.
Okay.
So if you're going to be an entrepreneur, you need to really have a plan set in place to where 6 months down the road, this is what I can bring in.
Facts.
This what may happen. This may be there may be certain losses in certain areas, but those losses won't affect me because I got my price point set right.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And see, that's the thing. Like, especially with the pandemic passing, like everybody's waking up saying, "Oh, I'm about to go get an LLC. I'm about to start a business." And I know it goes from working in business. It takes more than just waking up and saying, "I'm going to start a business."
Exactly.
The fact that y'all put in saying you got to have a plan and be able to map out that plan. I think that's something that a lot of folks really need to know as they get ready to go into business. You just can't wake up and say, "Oh, I got this idea. I'm gonna make it happen." It just it don't flow like that. That's not real life. Like,
it's really one of them things, and you're exactly right, because there's something you just can't just jump. You can't just dive into this. I was lucky enough to be blessed with a God-given talent.
Facts.
Art is my thing, and it grew into fashion, and then it grew into clothing, and then it grew into digital work. I never knew that art would take me into being a graphic designer.
Exactly.
And then I didn't even go to school for graphic design. That right there alone tells you that the knowledge is out there.
yeah,
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So,
And that's another thing. Look, see, entrepreneurship is a tricky thing because you don't, honestly, to build something up to where you want it to be, you honestly don't need to know exactly to the pinpoint of how you're going to do it.
Yeah.
You honestly just have to research, look, go to YouTube University if you got something that's like.
you gonna be when I say you gonna be a Google expert.
Exactly.
You talking about a search engine. Man. Y'all better take advantage of these things that are available to us too. TikTok is
A game changer.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to elevate from other people's mistakes, they giving it to you for free.
Yeah.
For free.
See, in the field of accounting, man, like, it's kind of, I guess, similar like how y'all say YouTube University and things of that nature. Google's your best friend. We have so many resources. Like,
Facts.
the AICPA website is like one of the greatest resources any accountant could have.
And CPE.
CPE, yeah, man, just getting that wealth of knowledge. Now, one of the things I could say about, for being a non-entrepreneur is getting around, building a big network, getting around people that are been the places that you trying to get to is something that's really helped me in my career. Like, I've gotten into where I'm at today because I wasn't afraid to open my mouth and talk to folks and learn from them, and being willing to learn from where they've been at, help getting the guide from just, the different tools that they have. I work for one of the greatest companies in the world, and man, I'll tell you, like, we have unlimited resources that help us out on learning things, on how to grow and be a better accountant, and even just a better business person overall. Because if I ever get back into the client-facing arena with all the changes that are going on in accounting, I always have resources that can help get me prepared to go back into that space.
Yeah, that is true. That's a major thing, man. If you're talking about building blocks to what you're trying to get to where you're trying to go, relationships is the main key.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
cannot get anywhere without relationships, and that's just the simple fact of business in general, or any kind of career or profession, is building these relationships, because one person is going to tell another person about your idea, and then they're going to tell another person, and as you grow, you're going to continue to reach out to different people without even being in the room.
Yeah, don't be afraid to walk into those new rooms.
Facts.
And with my brother being in the workforce area, you can't be afraid to climb that ladder.
Facts.
And the thing about climbing that ladder, and if my brothers can attest to anything, they'll tell you that I love analogies. Climb the ladder, look up, don't look down.
Facts.
You know,
Yeah.
keep looking up because you can rise to the occasion at any point in time.
Most definitely.
If you can see the finish line, you can get there.
Exactly.
Right. So, for me, that's just admirable. You know,
Yeah.
I definitely can admire my older brother for being able to, you know, take that route and be consistent with it and be diligent and disciplined. Because that's another thing about entrepreneurship. If you ain't disciplined,
It ain't gonna work.
It's not gonna work.
man, you gonna have some angry people, especially if you have clients, because your work will show where you're not disciplined at.
Exactly.
You can be as talented as you want to, and that same thing shows in sports.
Yeah,
Discipline beats talent every day.
I definitely agree.
Man,
That's
so-
facts. I was about to say, just to touch on that, if you don't have a schedule as you're trying to build into something, even as a person that has a career, like, 'cause you know, y'all have families. I'm the only one that doesn't really have kids yet.
Yeah.
But if you don't have a schedule that is going to take you, okay, I know what I'm doing at this time. I know what I'm doing at this time. I got a little bit of time here to just blow off or whatever I need to do. But if you don't have a real schedule and try to be disciplined towards that, you're not going to be successful in whatever you're trying to do. Like,
That's something I've been sharpening up. Like, man, I've been trying to get better at scheduling and organizing my time. Like, even for social media, like, you know, that's a big thing nowadays. Everybody wasting a lot of time on their phones, being on
Yeah.
social media. I have an hour set to be where I'm supposed to get on social media at the end of the day. Do I break that sometimes? Yes, I do. Of
course.
I mean, it's just
because
nature.
it's one of them things that where you can be on social media while you're eating,
Yeah,
Right.
but
and then an hour and a half me done ran by.
yeah, man. I'm telling you, it's the quickest thing, man. But putting in place things like that just to build habits, man. I think one of the biggest things folks don't know about being disciplined is creating those habits. You have to create a habit in order to be disciplined. What you do daily is what's going to be the fruit that you produce.
facts.
If you don't make proper habits, discipline is not going to be there. You can't build what you don't work on.
You got to be a master of your free time.
Facts. And
You know what they say about idle hands.
That was workshop. So, man, to transition a little bit, like, what are some things that, like, outside of work that you all, like, find pleasurable, things that y'all are interested in, like, outside of the entrepreneurship journey?
Man, I'm a travel man. You know, me and my wife be on tour. Right, well, I'm the main person that, man, I created a video a couple weeks ago of me in DC saying, like, hey, if you're traveling, you having business meetings, deduct this as an expense, because Jesus, like, that travel can get expensive. But other than that, you know, traveling, you know, I'm an avid reader. I make sure that I kind of have as much knowledge as possible so that I don't go in any room and just be like, yeah, I know what you're talking about, and then you ask me a question and I'm just like,
You don't want to be a head nod guy.
Exactly.
Sounds good.
right.
Man.
But yeah, traveling, reading, man, spending time with my wife, trying to give back to the community, man. I do my best to try to mentor kids, teenagers that are kind of growing up trying to be accountants, mentor the youth and HBCUs, and trying to mentor people that are trying to get to a HBCU or get to a college in general, and kind of getting them the understanding of how college goes, how it is to be an adult, what it's like to go to a HBCU and stuff like that, and kind of just, you know, getting into the community and trying to make sure, you know, people are set for success in the long run.
Yeah, that's something that's definitely needed too, man. Because I think about, you know, when I first went to college, I knew nothing about being on a college campus. Like, didn't know what to do, how everything operates. Had to figure out how to, granted, you know, my first couple weeks, I already had food in my refrigerator, but figuring out where to go eat it, man, like that was one of the biggest challenges. Just getting acclimated, and a lot of folks are first generation college students, so
Facts.
when those kids that you mentoring, I'm sure they see their light, like, okay, yeah, man, I'm getting game up front, so this is gonna give me a heads up when I do get on campus. Granted, you can't teach them everything. Some stuff you just gotta learn.
Yeah.
But I mean, just to get somebody that has some insight,
Man, I was
good.
See, I was blessed. I had my wife. Because I met my wife freshman year.
So you had her through it all.
Yeah, I had her through it all.
All 4 years. Dedication.
Man, we was talking about it the other day. I'm like, man, I ain't never had Chick-fil-A until I met you. I'm like, this is sad, but like,
My wife put me on Starbucks.
Man, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm like, but I had my wife. She was my friend at the moment in the first couple months of being, before she became my girlfriend. But like, I had my wife to kind of help me navigate through college and kind of first stay on focus. Not saying that, you have to have a girl kind of to get you there, because, some girls, it's not like every girl and can kind of
it's rare to run into somebody you can deal with that early in life.
Yeah,
exactly.
And that's on the same route as you that's already focused.
Exactly.
Facts. So like, I try to tell them like, hey, like if you don't know what's going on when you get to this point, just ask somebody. Like, don't be afraid to speak to people. And you know me, I'm a people person. I talk to everybody and their mama.
Yeah, that's just it's like our mom used to say about Tevin, man. He don't meet a stranger.
That's
man.
at all.
He wouldn't meet a stranger. Everybody love him as soon as they meet him.
Yeah, you don't like Tevin, something wrong with you,
man. And it's just a lot of things just built us to be where we are. At least for me, I think I took a lot. I can definitely say I had one of the best supervisors at Verizon because she had put me in a position to where I would say back against the wall.
Yeah.
She didn't give you a place to run whenever you try to give out an excuse for what you didn't do right.
Yeah.
So for me, that was big. And it's always best to have someone in front of you or someone beside you to help you along the way. So just the way I feel about it.
Yeah. So what do you like to do besides this art, Bryan?
Yeah.
Let's see. You know what I'm saying? What's the big fellas?
Hey, let me tell y'all something, man. I got, as my brothers know, and for y'all who don't know me, I'm a husband and I am a father of 4 children. I was blessed to have twins in the beginning.
Boy, got a village.
So imagine a man with no kids going to 2 kids immediately. Some of y'all got 2 kids, but it ain't the way I got it. So
fresh start, first time.
Fresh start. So, you know what I'm saying? And not too long after that, like a year later, I had my youngest son, and then my daughter 2 years after that. So all my kids are small and close in age. So that right there alone tells you that outside of the entrepreneurship, I'm a busy man.
Daddy daycare.
I'm definitely, I'm trying to squeeze hours out of the day. If we could have a 32-hour day, I would be blessed.
Still 4 of them hours gonna get filled with time for kids.
I'm telling you, man, but I think the biggest thing for me is just, I think it's because my kids they're just a reflection of me. And I see my talents have carried into the next generation.
Yeah.
So everything that I was good at, each part of me is in each of them.
Yeah.
So the opportunity to be able to see them grow and to get better, I think that's my biggest thing that I love to do. I love to just draw. I used to get in trouble for that.
Facts.
Man, I was the kid who wasn't doing homework but be in class drawing. And I feel like school should maximize your talents versus.
But see, now they got schools for stuff like art schools and magnet schools.
You
and
ain't
things
gotta
of that
go
nature.
to traditional route. They can send you to an art school. That's what you're good at.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's all life lessons to learn to build for the better generation. So
Facts.
For me, I'm just like, I take that with a grain of salt. I don't really, take too much, how would you say? I don't take too much, a bad feeling about it.
Yeah.
So for me, I really like, researching. My biggest thing is I like research. I done came into the point to where I love researching health.
Yeah.
What it takes to get rid of a chronic illness.
Yeah.
And just to give you a little background, for the past 12 years, I've been dealing with a chronic illness myself, and I can see what kind of effect that can have on your family and your friends it helps get rid of a lot of people that ain't supposed to be in your life.
Exactly.
Because you got to look at it from a good standpoint.
Yeah.
Because those times where you say you can't be there and they don't understand why, you can't just really just be automatically all the way transparent and be like, hey, I was in the hospital for 7 days.
Exactly.
I can't make it.
I don't have the energy, the capacity.
And then, being a full-time father and husband at that, that's 5 people that I am giving 110% to.
Facts.
At all times. So for me, times like this, on the pod with me and my brothers, nostalgia for me. Because it's just like when we was growing up. I can be honest with y'all. A lot of y'all say y'all fight y'all siblings. Me and my brothers have had disagreements, but we ain't never just been like, I don't like him.
Yeah, yeah, we didn't have real disagreements.
Yeah.
Like, I got beef with my brother. No.
I ain't
got
never
time
just
for that.
been, I like spending time with my brothers, my mom, my dad. I love seeing them because you got to value the time that God gives you with other people.
Facts.
That time is valuable.
Yeah, it definitely is.
For me,
it can't be replaced.
Yeah, nobody can replace your foundation where you started at. So for you out there who don't know, y'all better cherish your brothers, your sisters, your mama, your daddy. If they still here,
Right.
man, at least just give them a call every once in a while.
Man, I'm telling you, man, because there's so many people that passing away daily. Like,
Facts.
man.
Yeah. So y'all gotta hold on to your roots.
Yeah, you don't want. I'm about to say you don't want that last moment of y'all have talked been an argument.
Yeah.
Like, that's
And I don't want y'all to think that this chronic illness crippled me.
right.
No,
Not
not
at
at
all.
all.
This pushed me.
Exactly.
I can tell you that COVID-19 was the best thing that ever happened to me.
It was the best
You
thing
got
that
time
happened
to
to a
lock
lot of
down
people.
and do some research on
I had
stuff.
some time to
Breathe.
self-evaluate.
Yeah.
You have to really look in the mirror and be like, you know what? I can do this.
And you know what's crazy? I think that was the time where I kind of matured because like before then, like I'm living day by day, doing whatever I want to do, just not really, I'm thinking about the future, but I'm not really
Committed
putting
to it,
action
yeah.
to like building my future. And in that time of the pandemic hit, boom, I got laid off instantly. Like my firm that I worked at instantly laid me off, like within like 2 months of the pandemic. So I'm like, okay, I ain't got no job now. So now what?
Right.
Like,
What am I do?
Like what I got bills tomorrow.
Man, you're like, I got a lifestyle that I'm accustomed to.
Look, Bryan, look, and that's thank God. See, I'm glad we got this podcast because listen, I'm a Gucci addict. Okay, I'm a Balenciaga fiend. Okay,
Tap in.
Look, before the pandemic,
Designer.
before the pandemic, man, I'm Future 2.0. Okay,
Man.
I really was like spending my money on stuff that didn't mean nothing. In all honesty. And then like when the pandemic happened, I'm like, okay, now I see what's important, my family. And then now that I have an understanding of time and what it takes to live and kind of what it takes to like build yourself to where you need to be, for the focus on my business, I got my LLC, I got all my business set up during the pandemic and kind of spent my time wisely with research and stuff like that.
Yeah, see, for me, man, like the pandemic was a real tough time. Like,
Yeah.
I never knew this about myself until probably like 5 years ago, but I'm very extroverted and I feed off being around people. So, man, that was a tough time. Like,
It could have been brutal.
Man, having to be in the house all day and like I got more steps in walking during that time than I gotten probably in the, let's see, I was 33 at that time, the 30 years before that, 32 years before that. Like I was getting outside and walking every day just because I needed to be outside of my house. Like,
That was a luxury. That was honestly a luxury. Going to walk outside and kind of just like get a breath of fresh air was a luxury. Because if you stay at home in the house, all you seeing on the news is wear your mask.
Wear your mask. Don't
go
go here.
outside.
Don't go there.
Don't do this. Don't do
The
that.
6 feet distance.
Now, but I ain't gonna lie, I did not follow none of that. My house was
being honest.
My house was the club. Okay, I had me and my wife. I mean, so for me, let's talk about this. My brothers live in Tennessee. I'm the Cleveland baby. Kind of moved out to Ohio. So my wife is from Ohio. All her friends, all her sister's friends, all her cousins, my house, the entire pandemic.
Y'all
Man.
ain't have a dull moment.
I was about to say, man, if y'all had COVID,
If we had COVID, they ain't go nowhere.
Everybody got through it and got over it at the same time.
So I'm just like, but I do sympathize and seeing, like, I've seen in many people's lives after the pandemic and talking to people with knowing that, hey, the pandemic was sweet. Like, a lot of people's family members died. A lot of people.
For anybody who did lose somebody.
Yeah. Condolences, most definitely.
Because it's definitely, that was, for some people, a breakthrough time.
Facts.
And a lot of people, some people, their whole world fell apart.
Exactly.
So we never want to take, like we said before, you don't want to take it for granted.
At all.
You know.
And count your blessings every single time.
Day by day. But just, all in all, don't be afraid to put your best foot forward.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to take those steps. Just based upon us three, you know, just take it for everything that we are going to give to you. This is going to be something major. We're building something major. We're going to give you the keys to open up doors that you haven't been in, rooms that you haven't been in, and places that most people don't get the opportunity to get into in their lives.
Facts. So. And then on top of that, trying to make sure that you are making sure your health is straight, make sure your finances are straight, make sure you are just in an overall well-being state, and making sure that you don't, take it for granted and enjoy the fruits of your labor while you're here. So,
yeah, and I'm about to say, man, we're not only just teaching, but we're also learning with y'all. So,
facts.
Exactly. Yeah. So
continue to grow with us.
Yeah, just to know we are part of the process and the product. So
most definitely. And if y'all are looking to, reach out to us for anything, just follow us on Instagram at Building Something Major.
At Building Something Major, yeah. Follow us on Instagram. We'll give you the following forms of streaming networks that we will be attending as well. So
Spotify, podcasts, YouTube, everywhere that you can find a podcast, we will be there waiting for you to click our episode. So
click on the
swimwear.
Exactly. Like I said, we're gonna make sure y'all grow with us, man. We're gonna continue to put y'all in the place to where y'all need to be financially in your lifestyle and also with your health. So
exactly. So don't be afraid to take those steps.
Most definitely. We thank y'all for tuning in our first episode. The brothers. We're here.
Building something major.
Building something major.
Let's go, baby.
Let's get it.